I will introduce the first speaker. He's an average guy, but he's one of the founders of a great agency. He's kind of an investor in startups. He also one of the founders of a really good apple cider company. He speaks average English, should have cut his hair and beard, but did not have the time because of why. Welcome, Jostein. Thank you. So to give you a head start here at Why, I want to explain some of the buzzwords used in Norwegian meeting rooms right now, or make you become an innovation Jedi. So is this needed? I will say so, because my experience is that we sit in meetings ping-ponging buzzwords like MVP, Agile, Lean, disruption, CX, etc. And none of us want to be embarrassed by saying that we don't have a clue about what this actually means. And that blurs the discussions when we are making new products and services. So let's start with innovation. What is innovation? My favorite definition is Scott Berkens. He says, innovation is significant positive change. If you are successful at solving important problems, peers you respect will call your work innovative and you an innovator. Let them choose the word. So don't choose it yourself, let them choose the word. And there's a lot of different varieties of innovation. We got PowerPoint innovation. And PowerPoint innovation is what many of us has done a lot. And it's updating slides with good or bad ideas and unrealistic plans for how to make them come through. I have done that a lot. And I know you have too. And the best slides get applauded. And if you need some help, you can download the PowerPoint innovation template, where you get everything you need to do a great innovation PowerPoint. And then we got enterprise innovation, which we could also call innovation theater. And the definition is to fake innovation so credible that people actually believe it is happening. So we use innovation labs as a cover-up, where we sit on these nice pillows and use the VR equipment, wondering what we should use it for. And then we go on innovation holiday as innovation tourists. Visiting the innovation zoo is typically when managers go to Silicon Valley to learn innovation and then end up going on a bus between Facebook and Google looking for celebrities. And if you want to go on a trip, you can book it right here. Visit Silicon Valley tours. And then we got MVP, the minimum viable product. And the minimum viable product is what you should have launched before spending 10 million and 1 year before you learn anything. And for some odd reason, the minimum viable product is always illustrated with a donut. So you launch this donut without any sugary stuff on it, and then you put on the sugar afterwards. I think, and MVP is the smallest thing you can launch to test if something is going to work in the market. The feeling you should have when you launch an MVP is the same as when you launch a person, like my son Sverre here. You are shit nervous. You think he has been launched way too early. You have no clue how it is going to go, and you pray to God that people will like him. So that's the feeling you should have when you launch the MVP. And then we got Lean. Lean is a slimmer, more well-trimmed way to do things. But people use lean in all different kinds of ways. You got lean production, which was what Toyota did with Toyota Production System, optimizing how they build cars. And I had a friend going around at gas stations in Norway, optimizing sausage production. And the main point is to stop doing unnecessary things and focus on what value everybody creates for the sausage delivered to the customer. So this is lean production. And we've got lean startup and lean innovation. Lean startup is for startups. Lean innovation is almost the same, just used in bigger companies. So instead of having an idea, spending 100 million on it, and then pray that it would actually work, you build, measure, learn. You have seen this a lot of times. But this is not some set of mystical methods. It is mostly approaching business in the same way as we approach science. So it's scientific methods used in a business world. And scientific methods, it's mostly common sense, set in a system. So you have a hypothesis, you test if it is true, and then you learn from it. Then we got Agile. And some of you may have read the Agile Manifesto. And one of the smartest things in the Agile Manifesto is that business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. How many of you guys do this? You don't have to put one hand there. Yeah, two. Good. 3. So check out the Agile Manifesto. It's from 2001. So it's quite old, and still many of us does not follow the principles of the Agile Manifesto. Then we got disruption, and disruption is often spoken about like a hip startup here, overturning a giant elephant and laughing afterwards. I spend a lot of time doing this animation. So please, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. And this is Clayton Christensen, which came up with disruptive innovation. And what he says is that disruptive innovation is a description of a market where the existing actors in the market is blinded by performance race. And then comes Commodore 64 with poorer performance, but cheaper and for everybody. And suddenly, everyone can have a computer. Then we got service design. Service design is not about drawing customer journey maps, as many things. Service design is design. So you got to design something, not a map. So service design is about designing services for people and make them work for people. And then we got design thinking. Design thinking is when you combine the empathy of Mother Teresa, the design skills of Jonathan Ive in Apple, the politician skills of Jan Egeland, and the project manager skills of Caesar. Then you get this process, design thinking. And then you see that, okay, this is not a linear process, so you got to make some lines, and then you get some kind of an animal living its own life. Then you got growth hacking. And we all want to attract and convert users and customers. But what we have done for many years is to put a lot of money into it and then hope it would work. But growth hacking is to put just a little bit of money into the marketing and see, okay, no, it didn't work. No, it didn't work. Oh, tried something else, didn't work. And then we found something that worked. And then we opened the wallet and use a lot of money on it. Then we got innovation conference. Innovation Conference is where every graph looks like this, like a hockey stick, except for the graph for Kodak, which looks like that. And then you get a lot of robots doing weird stuff, and you have blurry and scary slides with all the cool companies on the left beating all the boring ones on the right. That's Innovation Conference. And then you go home being scared. So, welcome to Why, the conference where you will not get scared, we hope. Where we as a community will try to find out how should we build better products and services for the people. So,